Today we got two skilled and dangerous villains going head to head. Bane versus Shredder. Who comes out on top? Well, let's find out. Forced to serve a life sentence for the crimes of his father, Bane was born and raised in underground prison Pinot Noir. There he forged himself into the pinnacle of physical and mental potential, all without seeing the light of day. Escaping to Gotham City, Bane pitted himself against Batman, became famous as the man who broke the bat. Bane has trained for years and years to be in perfect physical condition, and his strength, stamina, agility, and coordination are so great that he could possibly be compared to a metahuman, even though Bane is still just a human. Also an expert fighter, having actually created his own fighting style in prison, and has defeated countless opponents throughout the DC universe, even defeating Nightwing and famously breaking Batman's back. Bane is really known for his Venom drug though, which is a strength-enhancing super steroid. By using this drug, Bane can enhance his already impressive strength to where he can lift 2 tons, but that depends on how large the dosage is. The Venom also gives him peak human speed, and accelerated healing, incredible stamina, and increases durability to the point where bullets from most firearms only do superficial damage. But Bane didn't just train his body to physical perfection, he trained himself to mental perfection as well. He is one of the most cunning and disciplined minds in the DCU, and is an expert in multiple different sciences, languages, strategy, and history. Bane has a photographic memory, which allows him to easily study and understand the actions and movements of an opponent. Unlike other intellectual villains, Bane is able to strongly focus on his goals without any obsessive tendencies clouding his judgment. He was even able to figure out that Batman was Bruce Wayne with little support or investigation. So thus we got one corner, Bane, the man who broke the bat. But, entering the ring, in the other corner, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles' greatest villain, Shredder. Shredder is the leader of the Foot Clan Ninjas, and a major enemy of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and their master Splinter. Many incarnations of this villain have surfaced throughout the years, human, Ultram, clone, and even a shark mutant. But we're just going to be talking about the human version today, although it would be pretty cool to have a Bane fight a shark mutant. While just a human, Shredder does have greater strength, speed, stamina, and agility than normal people. He's strong enough to toss the turtles around or to the side. He's been able to lift them up with one hand. Now, while that is impressive, it's kind of difficult to determine just how impressive it is. But to give some perspective, a leatherback sea turtle, the largest turtle in the world, can weigh anywhere from 500 to 1,500 pounds, and a Galapagos tortoise can go up to 500 pounds. Now, the Ninja Turtles are teenagers and are obviously fictional, so it's not a direct comparison, but it might give you some perspective. He's fast enough to dodge bullets, and is durable enough to be unfazed by an attack from Donatello's bow, actually taking a massive attack from Leonardo's sword and kept on fighting. Now, Shredder is one of the best fighters in the TMNT comics, and regularly holds his own and defeats the Turtles all by himself. He knows a wide variety of martial arts, and besides just defeating the Turtles, he's also beaten their master Splinter, actually killed legions of samurai warriors all by himself. Then, obviously, Shredder uses arm blades, which are kind of his namesake. He's an excellent leader. He's a genius with excellent knowledge in a wide variety of sciences, and has studied the art of war since he was young. So who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now, Batman vs. Bane is always a great fight to watch, and Bane is even one of the few guys who's actually beaten Batman in a straight-up physical fight. However, on the other hand, Shredder is a fighter on equal standing with Batman. He's one of the most dangerous threats of the TMNT series, and is one of the few beings who can actually fight against all 4 turtles at once and come out on top. So today we got these two dangerous villains going head to head. Bane versus Shredder. Who comes out on top? Let's figure figure out. And first we need to take a look at is physicality. Now, no question, Bane is definitely the stronger one out of the two. Even off his Venom, he's able to rip off a man's arm, rip through prison walls and iron gates, and has routinely been able to kill men with just one strike. But on his Venom, we've been able to shatter reinforced prison walls and doors, send Killer Croc flying backwards, and punch Batman so hard that he hit a tree and it snapped in half, and broke out of over 1 ton of ice that Mr. Freeze said was literally impossible to do. But Shredder isn't massively far behind. He's able to cut through metal armor with his sword, routinely holds people off the ground with just one hand, and has easily blocked strikes from the Turtles, sending them flying backwards with his attacks. This is actually particularly relevant, because the Turtles are all superhumanly strong, just like Bane, and yet still, Shredder's been able to block attacks from multiple turtles at once. So about durability. Well, once again, Bane's got the edge. He's been shot multiple times and didn't react, been stabbed, didn't react, and continued fighting after being shot at in both arms. Bane is laughed off being hit with Batman's taser at point-blank range. He's taken electricity while standing in water. Acid to the face only slowed Bane down, and he's been just fine after being in a fiery car crash. On the other hand, Shredder's been tackled into the ground hard enough for the ground to crack. He's taken attacks from Krang and metal armor and a massive missile attack. He even got back up after being kicked off a massive cliff. Plus, Shredder has taken plenty of attacks from the Ninja Turtles, sometimes all at once. And Shredder's armor is going to help him out a lot in this fight. Bane is one of the best grapplers in all of comics, and this can be directly countered by Shredder's armor. He's got blades all over, meaning that Bane is going to have a hard time using his more grappling style attacks because it's just going to be cut up all over from the armor. Shredder's also the faster and more agile one out of the two. Now, don't get me wrong, Bane is a surprisingly fast fighter. He's dodged bullets, dodged batarangs from Batman, been able to tangle with faster, more agile characters, like fighting against Batman, and even beating Nightwing on multiple occasions. But Shredder has actually consistently been on bullet time, dodging bullets even after they've been fired, dodging missiles and lasers, and like we said, being able to regularly beat the Ninja Turtles, even battling against them all at once. Turtles are also superhumanly fast, to the point where they can spin their weapons fast enough to block lasers, which is just insane. Shredder is also a much more skilled and talented fighter. Now, I don't really want to get into the whole debate of Batman versus Shredder and who's the better fighter, but they're on roughly equal footing, and Shredder is an insanely skilled fighter. He's absolutely embarrassed Leonardo, who's the most skilled out of all the Turtles. He's killed legions of samurai warriors in his past life, consistently held the upper hand over all 4 Turtles at once, and even defeated Splinter in a fair fight. Now, Bane is an insanely impressive fighter. The guy has consistently proven able to take on multiple heroes or villains at once. He's easily killed 3 Talons at once, killed 30 men while in prison, fought his way through a large number of the League of Assassins in order to get to Ra's al Ghul, beat up Solomon Grundy, fought against Red Hood and Tim Drake at the same time. He curb-stomped Killer Croc, and while he was off Venom, he was able to take on and beat Killer Croc, Mad Hatter, Mr. Freeze, Poison Ivy, Professor Pig, and Victor Zsasz all at the same time. And they were all amped with Venom on top of that. Also a highly intelligent and skilled fighter, as others already consider him to be a master tactician, and his Venom enhances and heightens his intelligence on top of that. But at his core, Bane is a world-class grappler. Doesn't really show the same finesse and skill as Shredder. However, Bane really relies upon his brutality, his overwhelming strength, and his pain tolerance is beyond ridiculous. He gets his hands on Shredder, and it's not going to go very well, because every time Shredder goes for a slash or stab, he's leaving himself open to be grabbed. He's caught Nightwing's attacks before, then smashed his face in with an elbow. Then in his fight with Azrael during Nightfall, while Bane did show some agility and acrobatics when he needed to, he also really relied on his durability. Took blades in the arms, blades in the thighs, and claws to the chest, and pressed on through all of it. Bane has even taken a knife to the hand, just proceeded to shove that hand into someone's skull and killed them with the said knife. And while Shredder does wear armor, Bane is smart enough to target weak spots, go for joints, and even straight up ripped off limbs and dismembered opponents. Basically, my point is that Bane is tough enough to take attacks from Shredder. He's extremely skilled in his own specific style of fighting, and also smart enough to work around Shredder's advantages. However, that being said, I think Shredder might ultimately take it here. He's the more skilled fighter, is faster, and is still surprisingly strong. But it's ultimately all about the blades. Just like Bane is smart enough to target weak spots, so is Shredder. So he'll go for eyes, throat, vital organs, and things of that nature. He could even just cut the tubes, and he'll definitely be able to, seeing as he cut through metal before. Basically, I see this fight playing out similar to Azrael. Bane puts up a good fight, dodges some attacks, and lands some of his own, but takes a whole lot of stabs and cuts, and ends up being gutted. And so, here are my closing points. Shredder is essentially a Batman-like character who is much more savage and willing to kill. He's armored and fighting with weapons, while Bane is unarmed and unarmored. Finally, Shredder's been able to beat all the turtles all at once. Well, I'm not sure that Bane could beat all the Robins at once. I just think Shredder is better here and is coming out on top. Shredder wins. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts. Sign off in the comments down below. Also, be sure the like button, the subscribe button, turn notifications, join the DanCo army, and I will see you all next time.